natural. Moonlight cut through the blinds in slivers, painting the walls with silver knives. Shadows pooled in corners, shifting like they knew secrets Henry didn't. Every tick of the antique clock echoed in his chest. Something was waiting. Not just the night. Something alive, watching, patient. Henry lay awake in the bedroom that was never truly his. The room was large, vaulted ceiling, carved oak panels, a balcony overlooking the eastern forest, but no crown crest marked the walls. Royal enough to impress, not royal enough to belong. A guest room disguised as an inheritance. Moonlight slipped through sheer curtains, silvering the edges of furniture. Henry stared at the ceiling and let the night do what it always did, drag the past back with claws. Adatina's voice came first. "I don't love you, Henry." They had been standing near the old briarwood track, cicadas screaming in the trees, the town holding its breath. She hadn't raised her voice. She never did when she was most serious. "It's not your fault," she added. "So don't look at me like that." "Like what?" he'd asked. "Like I owe you something." He remembered nodding, too quickly. "You don't." "I hate men," she said, blunt as a blade. "All of them. Even Alec." A pause. "Especially him when he forgets that I can breathe without him." Henry had smiled then, a small, stupid thing, reflex. Her eyes hardened instantly. "Don't." "I wasn't mocking you," he said. I like it when you're honest. I respect that." "I'm not here to be respected," she snapped. "I'm here to be left alone." She turned and walked away, boots striking the ground hard, as if she was punishing the earth for existing. He hadn't followed. He never followed her. "Big idiot," he muttered to himself. "See?" came a smooth voice from behind. "That's what I mean." Vanessa stepped into view, flawless as ever, soft curls, tailored jacket, the kind of confidence that came from always being wanted. She leaned casually against the fence. "She didn't deserve that," Vanessa continued. "You were kind. She was cruel." Henry sighed. "Vanessa, don't." "She's always been like this," she said lightly. "Cold. Difficult. She doesn't know what she's losing." Henry turned to face her. "That's not true." Vanessa blinked. "Excuse me?" "She knows exactly what she's doing," he said. "And so do you." A flicker of irritation crossed her face. "I'm just trying to help." "I'm fine," Henry lied. "Really, I just need some space." He didn't wait for her reply. Now, alone in the borrowed bed, Henry exhaled sharply. He sat up, looked at the balcony and the dense forest beyond. The memory shifted to a few hours before. Orion's villa rose in his mind like a fortress, glass, stone, old-world grandeur tucked deep into the forest. Henry hadn't known why he'd gone there. No summons, no order, just a pull he hadn't questioned. He'd been halfway up the marble steps when a voice stopped him. "You lost?" Sirius stood in the doorway, sleeves rolled up, expression unreadable. Henry hesitated. "I was looking for Orion." Sirius raised a brow. "At midnight?" Henry shrugged. "Didn't say it was a good reason." Sirius studied him for a moment, then stepped aside. "He's not here." Relief had hit Henry so fast it almost embarrassed him. "Right, then I'll—" "Walk with me," Sirius said. Not a request. They'd moved through the villa in silence until they reached the terrace overlooking the forest. The packlands stretched endlessly beyond, dark and alive. "You skipped the hunt," Sirius said. "I'm unmated," Henry replied. "Tradition allows it." "Tradition allows a lot of things," Sirius said. "Doesn't mean it's fair." Henry laughed quietly. "Careful, You sound like a revolutionary. Sirius glanced at him. You ever feel like you don't fit where you're placed? Henry didn't answer immediately. Then, every day. As a beta, Sirius continued, you're expected to serve, support, wait your turn. And never ask what happens if the turn never comes, Henry said. Sirius nodded. Orion already has me. There it was. Not jealousy, just a fact. So where does that leave you? Sirius asked. Henry stared out at the trees. Useful, until I'm not. Silence settled between them, heavy but not hostile. You know, Sirius said slowly, the human world doesn't care about rank. Henry turned to him. You suggesting exile? I'm suggesting a choice. The word had struck harder than any command. Now, back in the moonlit bedroom, Henry sat up, heart beating faster. Choice. One-sided love. Ancient laws. A future already written by bloodline and hierarchy. He rose from the bed and stepped onto the balcony. The forest whispered below, the pack's distant howls threading through the night. Henry didn't answer them. For the first time, he wondered if not answering was the beginning of something. Not abandonment, not betrayal, but freedom. And that thought, dangerous and intoxicating, refused to let him sleep. Henry didn't move from the balcony, letting the cool night press against his skin, letting the wind carry the scent of wild pines and something darker. Orion, distant yet unavoidable, threading his presence into the forest. For the first time, he wondered if silence could be rebellion, and if the freedom it promised would demand a price he wasn't yet ready to pay. Somewhere in the shadows, beyond the land, eyes gleamed, unseen but patient. The game had begun.
वीडियोस बनाने हैं, फिल्मोरा है ना?